the scene at the forge, even though George was not here.
Yeah, we can do that. It's fine.
Okay, for sure.
Like, unless it's like super important for like if George really wants to do it, like I don't mind waiting. Like I'm chill either way.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Also, we are cozy.
We're good. Okay, so.
I just switched pens because my other pen has run out of ink, and I refuse to write with biros because I like old-fashioned fountain pens. So back to this one.
So we set the scene with music as always.
Puts on death metal.
Surprise! We're back in the Hells. Lincoln is playing a concert.
Nah.
God damn it!
Stop fighting. Stop it.
There you go. You don't get to be up there anymore. You're not king of the castle.
Yeah.
If you're mean. Mean kings don't last.
Exactly. Starts playing with the ball.
They're so weird, cats.
Lala.
Cats are so strange. Look at Baz is literally stalking him.
Oh, because Lala's been mean to him.
Sorry, Eamon.
Cat drama.
I am having a great time. I get to spend time with y'all. And also,
Okay, so
your cats are adorable.
As you know, last game, I would like you all to jump in if there's any things you specifically would like to talk about. But we had some downtime. Marlena and Mumsel passed their time playing Three Dragon Ante. Ulster received a postcard from Karul, which confirmed that he really was on another plane, but does want to meet up with Ulster. We had Celia go to the Forge in order to reconnect with Phrynia and Onrek, and there was some bookshelf shenanigans, which is always fun. We had some wanderings through the city. We had some chases. Strange, cloaked individuals, one of whom is Sai, suggesting that if you join his cause and take down Tiamat's people from within the Thieves Guild, you might earn some power from a different otherworldly entity.
No, thank you.
Make any of your wishes come true.
No, thank you.
I wonder if anyone will take up on that offer. And the last thing that happened, of course, is that Ulster encountered a man in a dark alleyway after being...
First red flag.
Yeah. After Mumsel was eaten by a wall, who turned out to be Karul. But Karul couldn't stay. And
wait, Karul was the wall? Karul ate Mumsersfeld?
Are they linked, or are we just jumping to conclusions?
Yep, me making like my most like red string theory board pose.
Just adding even more red string to the massive theory board that existed from the original DC.
Hang on.
There are more mysteries to unravel.
This is not the right time to message me, Elena.
It's our friend who is like our child.
We go over it on Monday.
What's wrong?
No, I can't message him now. Okay, focusing, D&D. But as Ulster, dazed and confused, emerges from the alleyway like, what the heck? A certain someone falls from the skies and says, Ulster, hey. Want to go out with me? Anyway, being pursued by 5 individuals, all in cloaks, Loran shoves Ulster onto the magic carpet and they fly off. And that is where we ended the previous session.
Ulster, most importantly, it's good to mention, Ulster passed out.
Right.
And is still passed out.
Indeed. Slia, we begin with you. With this new potential ally, Sai, being questioned by Bluey, being questioned by Cass, and some potentially problematic somewhat dead / unconscious, cloaked figures. Sorry, Baz is really going crazy. Around you, you hear a whoosh and the rustle of a carpet as something like two somethings fall and tumble next to you. It's quite comical. It's almost animated in its movements. But you see Loran hit the floor, barrel roll off the carpet, and then stand up with Ulster hanging off of his side. Svea! You're not Svea, Astra!
I was about to say, Astra!
Astra! Can you wake him up? For me, please.
Can I pull out, like, smelling salts or something out of my bag?
He will gently, in contrast to the chaotic entrance, he will gently lower Ulster to the floor.
To the floor? It's dirty on the floor. Rude.
It's fine. Astra will just, prestidigitation and gleam and,
Can you make me a medicine check?
Yes, I would love to make a medicine check. That is going to be a 16 plus 4 is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20! Very good. Right. So, with a dirty 20, Ulster, you feel sort of peppery, fresh, almost mintiness in your nose, almost peppermint.
He's like, no.
And you go, you open your eyes and you see Astra leaning over you. And as she pulls back, they reveal Loran sort of partially holding you up. Hey!
Absolutely not. I want to go back to sleep. Shuts his eyes.
Oh, wait, no. And he just gently taps your cheek. What's that? I'll have no choice but to give you the kiss of life.
He scrambles up. Right, okay. Wow. He sits down, dizzy.
So,
what's going on?
Turns out the Thieves Guild was after us, and they've got factions between Tiamat and some other person who may not be on the up and up, but just sound a little bit better than Tiamat, but not by much.
But
not by
an okay amount. But the amount, it's like if you were to suggest that, there was a tipping point, it would be just like less of like a 90-degree angle and more of like a moo.
Oh, I lost Mumsfeld. A wall ate him.
So who are you people? Sai says.
The people you were ordered to capture. So,
Yes, I know. I know that. I'm just realising that maybe I didn't actually know what I was getting myself into.
Who are you?
I'm Sai. Korean pop legend, though. I'm Sai. I am a member of the Thieves Guild, and I am working against Tiamat.
Cool.
Secret.
That doesn't seem like my problem. He starts crawling.
It'll be everyone's problem soon.
Right. Can we do this in like a little cafe where they have water?
Little cafes won't allow unconscious / dead bodies. Hello. Bluey, you sneeze and you are brought back to life. You didn't die, like you were catatonic, like disassociating for a while.
Same.
Everybody's together and we're just trying to figure out what to do next with Mumsfeld and such. No.
Okay.
Not Mumsfeld.
Mumsfeld is missing size here. And
yes.
Sus.
Yes.
I still think we should go to a little cafe.
We were chased out of a little cafe.
But there are many little cafes.
I know a nice little cafe.
Maybe we can find one that doesn't have vampires.
Why don't we just go to your place for afternoon tea?
Oh, yeah.
Also, what do you have against vampires, Svea? I'll have you know,
I
I've met
didn't.
many a brilliant vampire in my life.
I just wasn't in the mood to feel adventurous in that sort of way today.
I completely understand.
Like she
Also
gestures
been
over to
crawling away this whole
like
time.
she gestures over to like Sigh, like as the reason
Yes, get that
being
boy.
like the whole experience being soured because we were tailed, not because she wasn't interested in vampires.
Devastating. Truly devastating. But either way, you can join the fight against Tiamat. Sai just continues. Sparks, you look like a religious individual. Want to join? No?
Against
No
Tiamat?
faces. Yeah, she sucks. Say that quieter. No?
I'm kind of non-denominational.
That's fine. But you can recognise when one leader is a tyrant.
She's not really a leader though, is she? She's kind
She's
of like,
co-leader.
yeah.
She's pulling too much power. She's trying to overthrow the Temple of Bahamut.
What's wrong? Wait, which one's which?
Blue is the Platinum Dragon, and orange is the many-headed dragon, who is you mostly red. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But they chose their colours.
Right.
Yep.
I won't lie, I don't really care about Tiamat or not. I'm really not a fan of Edge, to be honest.
Oh,
That's the only
Edge
reason I was
Edge is
listening.
involved.
Perfect. Right, you've got your in. Yes, we can take down Edge.
But do we have to do that?
Well, no, I mean, I'm sure she'll stop coming after you eventually. Get tired and turn around and just leave her.
She doesn't seem like the type to get tired. I think she's very good at cardio.
So am I, Ulster.
Ulster kind of hides behind Sparks.
Where are you going, Ulster? We have so much to talk about.
Maybe later.
How about right now?
No, we're talking about Tiamat.
Also, Astra just kind of like nods along with like Allstair's sentiment, but just like doesn't seem to get the innuendo that Loran was going into.
No.
So he scrambles under Sparks' arm. So can we go to a cafe?
Brinia's house.
But then won't this person whose name I've already forgotten, points at Sai, know where Thorinia lives, and therefore
Astra,
Astra's
are
family?
you willing to take the risk of having Brinia's house exposed?
I'm really not.
I see. So
Unless,
we can,
you know, there is going to be violence potentially involved, Sai. A lot of violence. Just choose your options carefully.
a lovely day for a picnic or to sit outside a cafe.
Great.
Cafe is perfect.
Smash cut. Boom. It's like in Hot Fuzz where he's like transitioning from scene to scene, and you guys just like put your drinks down and you're there in the cafe.
I do that in Shaun of the Dead as well.
Emma, you would have
Yeah.
flipped my hyperfixation switch.
My favorite comfort video at the moment is watching the Natu Natu dance from RRR.
Yes.
No.
100%. I love RRR.
I've not seen it, but I really.
So we're in a cute little cafe. This is not a vampire cafe. It's a what cafe?
It's a maid cafe.
What kind of maid cafe though? Is it themed or is it generic?
Generic.
Can
Generic.
I roll investigation?
They're all with, like low-level wizard trainees, but who started later in life, so they're all like.
Did the ram bring us to this
30 plus.
cafe?
Yeah.
Oh. Very nice. Did they do orange juice?
Hello. Yes, we do. We do orange juice. That's my maid impression. I don't know.
What does the maid look like?
She is a blonde, pink-eyed tiefling
Aww.
with rosy cheeks, and she has tattooed little flowers on her horns and down the sides of her face, and she is wearing a poofy pink and like teal maid outfit.
Hi.
Hello.
Wow, you're very colourful. It's very refreshing.
Thank you.
Could we please have an orange juice?
An orange juice.
And tap water for everyone else.
Tap water for everyone else. Amazing.
And
No
also
one
your
else
name,
expressed
darling.
Oh my god.
Do you usually ask people's names at these establishments?
Oh, I'm Blueberry Chan. No, I'm not. Have you guys seen the TikTokers with they're a Kai Guy idol group called Sorbet?
I don't think
They're really
I
in
know.
my brain at the moment.
Okay, so Blueberry Chan.
Blueberry Chan is her name. In honor of Strawberry. Blueberry.
Cute.
Mina no ainai airu.
No.
Guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
Go
it
get
is
the orange
lovely
juice.
to meet you, Blueberry Chan.
Yeah, you can just call me Blueberry.
Blueberry.
La 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 la. Because I just don't think I can hear that name over and over again. So, Blueberry goes off and gets you your drinks. Like 5 tap waters and then orange juice. What do you guys do with the bodies of the people you knocked out / almost killed?
I don't know.
Are they just in like
Bag of holding!
Um,
They're dead.
If they're alive, just leaving them to wake up
Medicine
wherever
check
they
then?
are.
medicine check?
all of us,
Or
or
has this been in the past? Perhaps?
all of us medicine check, or
Probably
If you would
should.
choose to.
I
Also,
think
it's ready
so.
to put them in the bag if they're dead.
A 20.
Oh,
Okay. You're each checking one each, then there's 2.
I'm not doing anything.
11.
No, it was in Sparks and Astra. 11. Yeah, they're both dead.
Okay, into the bag then.
You kind of have to like dislocate the shoulders a bit to wiggle them in there.
Mm.
And Sparks, as you're halfway through, about to like kind of shove yours in, you notice their foot just kind of twitch.
Oh, maybe pull that one out.
Like tapping the foot, like
They just kind of twitch again, and then you hear from inside the bag.
I take them.
Also tips it over. They're covered in mucus as if they've been swallowed.
They're just crying. We've been traumatized.
And then that's where we leave them.
I don't know. I feel like
Obviously.
Astra might say, and this is where you turn your life around and quit the Thieves Guild and go and start some sort of career, you know, provide for your family.
I was doing this to provide for my family, don't you remember?
No, I know that you were doing this to provide for your family. I'm trying to say
my
that
children.
We don't have time for this nonsense. Go lock yourself in an asylum. I don't care how you deal with your trauma. We're leaving.
Loran leans in and just says, I'm so into you right now.
This is a very big change from your reaction to let's let Mumsfeld out of the place where the dead bodies live. Granted, he didn't try to kill us or tail us,
Yeah.
so...
I'm just feeling rather antsy at the moment.
All right.
He did just have quite the revelation.
And
Because
Mum's
he
spell
fell
was,
off the carpet. He revoluted.
was eaten by a wall.
What?
Hmm?
Flash forward to the cafe. So you were saying about Mom's as well, Loran says as he sips his chocolate milkshake.
Right.
By a wall.
I'm sure it
No,
was
it's a
your
mango lassi with whipped cream.
I had a rose lassi last night. It was very nice.
Oh my god, Sparks has a blueberry soda because it matches.
Yes, oh my god. Blueberry soda. Who's got bubble tea? Loran's like, who wants bubble tea? So
I've
there's
got
one-
orange juice.
orange
Astra
juice.
raises her hand. Would absolutely
two.
love some bubble tea.
Okay, perfect. Blueberry Chan, we will have, please. For 3 jasmine and lychee bubble tea. How's that sound?
Sounds excellent.
Anyway, back to the Mums as Well got eaten by a wall.
3 jasmine and lychee. Those teas are bubble teas. Sorry, are
So I get tap water.
in front of you. Sight gets tap water. Also, you get one as well. Go and give you the long, luscious eyebrow. Eyebrow.
Ooh.
Eyelash like Zoolander.
Right. Right. So I was with Mums Westfeld and we were walking. We went to a fortune teller along the way, just a little pit stop. Then we left the fortune teller and we went down a road. And then on this little road, which was more of an alley than a road, he got sucked into the wall by shadows. And
Why?
But his egg.
well, then, sorry.
His egg.
Well, I don't think he's dead. I just think he's been sucked into the wall, which means I have to figure out how to get him out.
Mm.
Anyway, then I ran into someone,
Who?
an acquaintance, and then we just kind of chatted, and then I ran into Loran, and then the velocity of the carpet really just took it out of me, and I had to have a sleep.
What's that? Who? Marlena?
No.
Who else do you know in the city?
Well, Loran, I wonder who else I know in the city.
Who's here right now?
Mm-hmm.
The friend that you were hoping to find here, who was in trouble, right?
Yes, but he's not in trouble. He's actually okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Anyway, he was walking.
His name's Cruel, I believe, right?
Yes, but we should probably keep that down just because we don't know who's listening. So,
Is he in trouble?
he seemed okay. He said he had business stuff to deal with, though. Anyway, I'm going to meet him later tonight, so he might know something about what happened to Mums Westfeld. But Mums Westfeld is currently in a wall, which means we need to get Mums Westfeld out of the wall, / figure out where that wall leads to, / figure out who did it.
When?
Okay.
Also, can I ask a question?
Yes.
And this is completely conjectural.
Mhm.
How long after Mom's valve was swallowed by the wall did your friend come out?
He was kind of already approaching, I think, at that point.
And what
Oh.
happened in the immediate moments following the swallowing?
I don't remember. I was a bit shocked.
Because you saw your friend.
No, I saw Mums Westfeld get eaten by a wall. Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Have you ever known your friend to be secretive? Or someone who would isolate people?
What are you suggesting?
Just wondering whether or not he would have a reason to distrust Momsesfeld. Whether there's something we don't know about him. Momsesfeld, that is.
About Mums Westfeld?
Well, otherwise, why would your good, trusted friend and ally potentially have something to do with him being in a war?
Well, I'll ask him about that tonight, and I'm sure he will explain whether or not he was involved. He didn't seem to think that it was an issue.
Someone being swallowed by a wall wasn't an issue to him.
Well, it didn't really involve him.
And you're meeting up with him tonight?
Yes, he's at a tavern.
Loran, you notice, looks over at Cass. And Cass just gives the ever so slightest nod of her head. And Loran looks at the rest of the table and then looks back to your stare.
I don't think Carul is the issue right now.
Also, can you just hear me out for a moment?
Okay.
So he waves his hand in front of him, and you notice a silence, kind of just whoosh, as your table is encompassed by a very small dome. And he says, I just want to start with saying, I think from what I've seen, you trust everybody around this table, Ulster, except maybe him, and he looks over at Sai.
To a reasonable amount. I've known you the longest, which is about a month. So.
All right. Loran clicks his fingers, and all of a sudden, Sai's ears go like, as he is deafened.
Oh.
The rest of you can all still hear. Ulster. I have some small reason to be a little wary of your friend.
Why is that?
Because I know him for a fact to be involved in some slightly shadier business dealings, the likes of which I wouldn't be surprised if pirates and smugglers, like those on Edge's crew, would be involved in.
You suggesting it's something to do with Edge?
I don't know. Also, I don't know. I can only encourage you to be cautious with him.
Doesn't have anything to do with Edge.
Okay?
Why would he? If he wanted... Edge is clearly after me for some kind of payment that's been put down, and maybe Astra for another bounty that's being raised. If Karul wanted to capture me...
Is Karul a wealthy man?
I mean... I never asked him about his wealth.
What's his surname again?
Malel.
Do you know much about the Malels?
Only that he doesn't have any family.
What do you mean? I know some of the Malel history, but I always thought that there had to be others. It's incredibly unusual for only one person to be left alive in their entire clan. Tertiary clans are sprawling. We don't often all live in one single area. I have many Dehanes who have lost that name just by virtue of living and being on different planes.
I don't know. You can ask him yourself, maybe.
Okay, then maybe I should come with you tonight, and I will ask him.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Only if it doesn't make you uncomfortable.
Why should it make me uncomfortable?
Loran is a little quiet and just sips his drink, and in your mind also you just hear. If you don't know why, then I'll tell you clearly. Because of our relationship, perhaps. And because of the other day at the tavern.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
If you can speak to me more plainly about this relationship, maybe it won't be as uncomfortable to bring you along.
Loran says again in your mind, then I'll repeat what I said before. Would you like to go out with me?
All of a sudden at the table, Ulster's face, he sputters into his orange juice and his entire face goes purple. He's like, wow, this is such strong orange juice.
Viridia's house! Loran stands up. Come on, Sai. I mean, oh wait, no.
I thought we weren't going to take Sai to Faridia's house.
No, but I do know for a fact that Watermelon Chan is an expert at shibari, and if I pay her a hefty fee, she will tie him up for the remainder of the day.
That really
Blueberry?
doesn't solve the problem of, him knowing where we're going.
Yeah, but he will know where he is. I can turn him into a cat and put him in a bag.
Sure.
You could carry him like a baby.
Or...
Cass could knock him out, or you could do that with herbs and tinctures and magic.
I might have a dungeon in my house.
Ulster has a dungeon. Right. We'll drop by Allstairs Dungeon and then head back.
Don't ask. It's just something my father really insists on.
I was just gonna say, like, Loran, you have a way with people's memories sometimes.
I can't do that yet.
Okay.
I'm not good enough yet.
Just that, you did something
That's a great idea.
with Ender, and just thought that maybe.
That, yes. Okay, no, yes. He looks at you like, do you remember what happened to Ender?
Yeah,
Astra looks at Loran like, I know what
I've not
happened.
perfected that yet. Okay, I'm not really. I'm willing.
No.
Every attempt I get better at it, I'm sure.
I feel like it's some kind of human rights violation.
My existence is a human rights violation.
Right.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna. Right, we can vote. I vote for Sparks as a baby. No. Sparks
What?
carries like a baby.
I vote for Dungeon.
And
I also
Astra.
vote for Dungeon.
perfect, let's go.
Also, it's just like muttering to himself in a language no one except maybe Astra can understand. Walks
Loran
ahead.
leans
Comprehend
over to Sparks
languages.
And you say, be contrary, and you'll get what you want anyway. Dungeon. Sparks, do you like being tied up?
Why would you like to be tied up?
Never mind.
Also whips around to look at both of them.
For the fun
Stop
of
it.
it.
Cass says, I'm gonna give it a go if you like.
Sai, come with me. Snatches Sai and starts walking ahead.
This is fun. I like this. Says Emma, who is enjoying this.
I promise the dungeon is not probably that bad. At least it's not made of ice, so if anything happens, we can really just get you out very quickly. So
It would be made of ice because you're a prince of the Ice Palace.
what?
It would be made of ice because you're a prince, right? Of the Ice Palace.
There is not an ice palace in Ironstone.
In the Messiah, I mean.
Right. Yes, well, it's not my ice palace, so
Okay, never mind. Rightio. And you guys smash cut.
Locking.
Marlena opens the window. You guys back already?
we have a prisoner.
Alright, hang on. She closes the window and you hear crashing. And then the door opens.
Can you put him in the dungeons?
Yeah.
Hands
Only,
Where's Mom says well?
only temporary.
I need to play the next game. Free Dragon Ante. I've literally got nothing to do.
He got eaten by a wall. We're gonna find him though.
Do you want me to guard the wall?
No, because you might get eaten too.
Do you want me to guard the prisoner?
Yes.
Do you want me to interrogate?
No. Maybe you can play 3 Dragon Ante with the prisoner.
Good work.
Problem solved.
Good
Just
work.
just a heads up, he is a thief, he might cheat.
No. Well, no, actually, that's not true. Marlena would not cheat. I'll make an honest man out of him. And she pulls out her
You
sword.
can certainly try. Astra looks
Thought you were a lesbian.
very happy
I am a
about
lesbian. It's not a sexual connotation. I'm a lesbian, but I'm also lawful good.
Right. I don't know what that is. Right, we're going to Astra's what? What is Ferenia's relationship again? Wife, girlfriend, partner, lover. How should I address Ferenia again?
Will friend.
that. Mm-hmm.
What's Brynja's favourite fruit?
I feel like it's watermelon.
She watermelon chan?
Is
She
watermelon
moonlights?
is
That was the Shibari one!
yeah, that tracks.
Okay. So around like he just gives you a little look like yeah.
I mean, you saw the tapestry I bought her. Excellent taste.
What?
I had this tapestry. It was like a large orgy, and what was happening was there were like nymphs, and there were like humanoids, and there was like lots of liquids. It was great.
She was very happy.
It was all imagined. All imagined.
Uh-huh.
Straight from the login. I'm not making this better. Should I go?
No.
Should I go?
Oh, back to your honey jar place.
Oh. Wait. Oh. Yeah. I was making a poultice. A very large body-shaped poultice.
The vole just crawls under Loran's like hairline.
Slightly sticky, just on one patch in his neck. He starts licking it.
Uh-huh. Loran,
Yes.
we will walk to Farinia's place and you will speak to me about this poultice.
Oh, okay. You want to know about the poultice?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you mean you want to talk about other things?
No, poultice. Astra, Cass, Sparks, walk maybe like, I don't know, 15 feet ahead.
As look out.
Yes.
All right.
If you hear anything, walk further ahead.
I will put a dome around us.
Just in case.
Astra just is gonna like link arms with like Bluey and enjoy the walk with that both, like assuming they both have like their bubble tea.
Yeah, you do.
And like pointing out like
Bubble
different
tea
things
date.
around town that she recognizes that Bluey might not know.
Also, will haul around at the back.
Fab. Okay, so you guys go slightly ahead with Sai.
No, Sai is in the
No, never
dungeon.
mind. Just with Cass. Sorry, Marlena looks after Sai in the mansion, and also in Loran, you pull back into step.
Mm-hmm.
You guys pick your way through the streets of Ironstone. It's a fairly pleasant walk, and luckily it gets quieter and quieter the further you get from the busier hub. Things become more spacious, even though there's more people. There's still about the same amount of people. There's so much more space that it feels far less claustrophobic. And you can start to see the spread of the mountain, the mining district, where there are homes, some of which are built right into mining tunnels along the ridges of the lower mountains. There are some which are connected by cable cars up to the second levels, much higher up. And it's really interesting to see the kind of different modes of transport and the ways they worked around bridging the gap between landscape and like urban centre. And as you get kind of within about a 5 or 10 minute walk of your house, Sleer, Loran has been kind of explaining about the honey concept of, honey being one of the oldest medical remedies, and bathing in it is supposed to kind of bring various benefits and so on. And you didn't actually want to talk about the honey, did you?
No, but you still talked about it for 40 minutes.
Yeah, I waffled a little bit. Honey waffle.
Huh.
He stops for a moment and just waits for the others to walk ahead of it, and he looks at you and he says, well, okay. I'm just going to try this.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to stop me if I don't make sense.
Okay.
I've had a lot of bad experiences in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Not great times for me. And those things are still heavy on my shoulders today. And I try not to get weighed down and caught up in all of that. I try instead to live in the now, in the moment, but that isn't always the best, because what it means is I don't make any long-term plans. I don't think as far ahead as maybe I should.
Mm-hmm.
And I make stupid decisions.
Such as turning yourself into honey.
and going on a walk in his hall. I know we aren't together, and you are in all the rights to pursue another person, but it still felt wrong. And so I'm sorry.
What felt wrong?
Trying to kiss someone who I didn't like as much as you. Or at all.
So then, what do you want?
I think adrenaline kind of spoke for me earlier. I don't know how much time we have. I don't know what your parents have planned for you. But I do know that the time that we do have, I would like to spend, perhaps, with you as much as possible. I enjoy your company, especially your undivided attention. I like you. And I think I knew it when you said that you liked me on the ship. But there was too much unsaid in that moment for me to be able to respond. And
Okay.
I hope now that it has been said. And he takes your hand and he just, if you allow him,
Altogether.
squeezes your fingers. So yeah, like we can go out, and that's like as in a relationship, as in we could be. I suppose you could be my boyfriend. Right.
Alta's cheeks are very red.
Considering you're a boy, and we are, though, somewhat more than friends.
Anna's faces are so cute.
I myself am also a boy. Well, there are times when I really wonder. Anyway. But I have all the things that I think you'd like in a partner, like, a dashing smile. I really wasn't sure what my face was going to do in that moment.
Also,
Duran says that.
Also laughs in character.
Long, luscious locks. Tons of money, but I don't think you need that. And you have exactly what I need in a partner, Ulster.
And what's that?
Perhaps the ability to get me the deed to my house back. No, I'm joking.
You have. I don't like being lied to, so if any of what you say is not true, then I would rather you tell me now.
Okay. I have lied to you twice.
Okay.
Once because it was a lie of omission, based on technicality. And once because I was concerned for your well-being. And I still am. I think maybe you could guess in what it might be in relation to.
You didn't message Cruel.
I did.
At least not what I told you to.
And yesterday, I met with him.
What? Why?
we had some business which I needed to discuss. And I've had people since messaging him. I've had people keeping an eye out for him in case he made a reappearance. And someone said that he was seen by the postmaster's accommodations the other day. And so I went to see if I could find him there.
And what did you talk about?
Business. Mostly. I wanted to get a measure of him. Because well, the way I was thinking then was a bit more dire than the way I feel now. But my thought was, if I'm not going to be around for you, or if we are separated for whatever reason, I want to make sure that your friends are good friends, because I now can admit that I care about your well-being.
You know, he basically raised me, right?
I want to trust him. Your father and mother chose him to raise you. I'm sure he was a great nanny.
Mm.
No, I don't know. The only time I did ever meet his partner, I had a feeling that they would be quite interesting parents if they ever were to get a child. But
He wasn't my father.
I know.
And I never met his partner, nor did I know that he had one, or any real family.
That's what worries me. It's just I've been putting it all in my head, and I haven't been sitting with this like a bomb in my brain, just waiting for it to go off. I spoke to Cass, as she's been on my crew for a while, and I didn't say anything too personal. I just shared the fact that I was concerned.
About him.
I wanted an impartial opinion.
Laban also kind of shuffles them forward so they don't get too left behind by Asta and Sparks.
Oh shit, where are they? Okay.
Over there.
Okay, right.
I know, I appreciate the concern, and I understand where it comes from. For me, if I choose to trust someone, then I have to believe that I've made a good decision. And I love Karul as my family. He was more family to me than my parents, than my cousin, than Marlena and everyone at Whitecliff. If you suspect him, I can't just believe that.
I know.
Because I don't.
That's alright. I know. And if I'm honest, I'd much rather be proven wrong than proven right. So I'm not coming into this with an I told you so kind of expectation. But I know what it's like to be young and alone in a place where you don't have any friends. And I know what it's like to trust the wrong people.
Well, I trust all of you.
I'm definitely fine. Sparks, I don't know about. There's something about those dragonborn eyes.
I can actually trust Sparks the most. No, I'm joking.
Wow. And the other one.
Astra.
No, the other thing I lied about. Though Astra,
I like Astra.
definitely not tiefling. something else going on.
Okay, I don't think that's really our business, though.
No, but it's interesting. Interesting. The other thing I was going to talk to you about very briefly, very quickly, I don't like to talk about, is I do obviously have family, I have parents.
You have a brother.
I can't keep anything from you. And I don't. I don't see him as a brother.
But you do have one. Harold told me. He thinks that your brother is the one that attacked Mum's Westfeld originally.
Bowser works for the royal family. Or at least the council they serve. Who serves them?
Saraza.
His name.
Well, that bit of information might be good to tell everyone else. Because if Saraza has been... If there's any issue with the royal family and their entourage, then we need to know, because we're going to probably be going to Eldrith.
You're right. I've had enough talk of him for now, at least for today. And I don't bring him up if you can avoid it. Unless I do it first.
Okay. Then, well, tonight you would like to come to the inn.
Indeed, inn. And my question from before, which I suppose still hangs in the air between us, a spark waiting to ignite.
He looks at their joined hands. Was that not a yes?
So you will be my boyfriend. I thought maybe what I had just told you would change.
He trips again. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I, getting used to that term, never actually used that before, never had that
But
stage.
Can you give me a yes or a no?
Oh, yes.
Cool. Good. Boyfriend.
What does that mean?
Kisses you?
Sparks and Astra, you hear just a squeak that somehow carries over.
He's fainted again, quick!
He doesn't faint, but he will at first be very like, and then he's gonna grab onto Loran and kiss him back. Quite aggressively, actually. Yeah. You look back, you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah, I feel like, Astra
arms and legs.
kind of pivots around, sees it, and pivots back with Bluey like, nope, we're gonna keep walking forward.
Cass is like, oi oi. He both whistles. Keep on walking. Anybody want a kiss?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm good.
Have you guys been talking about anything in the meantime, in the sort of hour or so it takes to... Well, no, not hour. About 30, 40 minutes it takes to walk here.
At your description of houses being built into rock, Sparks would have brought up that there are similar places in Malas. And Astra was very interested in the architecture, and it's like, tell me more.
Astra writing a bunch of hands and writing a bunch of notes in shorthand about all this.
Cool.
Mm.
Cass just
And
kind of
also,
says, so just I wanted to go to Malas, move there. Maybe move the people who were in Dion and Brohad who are currently being attacked by undead there? Do you reckon they'd have a good time? Is there space?
Well, I think there would be plenty to look after them with. I guess I feel like we have a very stable population.
Just declining. We don't know why.
Declining.
Though from what you were saying, it sounds very bright,
Mm,
very, very sunny.
the white, I hadn't thought about how the white walls would make it extremely bright. But yes, most days are sunny. Very nice.
Seasonal for the time of year. That's nice. I like that. As you guys are walking, you see a slight commotion up ahead. First of all, let me just do one thing.
Oh, little Basil. He's on his tower. He's asleep.
Is that a new tower?
Yeah, we had to get a new one.
Ah, that's very cute.
Yeah.
He's very cute.
Celia,
Sleepy
excuse
boy.
me, Astra. You notice there is a young girl who is putting up laundry outside of her house. It's mostly just aprons which have been stained over years and years of use from this specific miner's home. And you notice she looks a little bit distressed. And the commotion you saw is her kind of quickly pulling down the laundry and putting it in a basket and sort of making all the best to hurry inside.
She saw us coming.
Two city guards seem to be trying to strong arm their way in, through her gate.
Excuse me, is there just before Astra walks into this situation, I would like to say that she would like to slip behind, say, Sparks, cast not disguise self, but alter self to change her appearance.
Nice.
Probably just like an elf with like nondescript features.
Yeah.
Just step up and say, "Is there a problem here?"
You approach the two guards and you see that there's a man and a woman. Both are tall, quite muscular. The woman's got her hair tied back in a long kind of like braid, and the man has just got a completely like shaved head except for a little coif at the front.
Cass definitely hits on both of them.
The guy's balding.
So.
Fair enough.
They're muscular and tall.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
Don't be harassed.
Don't be.
But he doesn't have any
No.
hair. Doesn't mean we don't love her.
I don't think they're necessarily like super handsome. They're just kind of like run-of-the-mill guards, but they could be in the right lighting.
Cass is into people in uniform.
Their appearance. Self-grooming, you know.
Have we
Showering twice a day.
have we caught up with everyone?
Yes, I think you would have done by this point. And as you say, if there's a problem, the man guard turns at you and says, "Nothing the city can't handle. Carry on."
She just looks like she's hanging the laundry.
The little girl kind of peeks around and then just fights back.
A little girl?
Yeah.
What do you want with a little girl?
It's not her.
Are you after her laundry?
I don't know. I think we need to investigate this. It's very suspicious behaviour around a little girl.
Indeed. Do you have a warrant for whatever it is you're seeking?
The taller man nods towards the woman, and the woman retrieves from her sort of chest plate a scroll, which has been unfurled and read. And she says, "You really want to see it?"
Yeah.
Take a look then.
We'll still take it.
And you peel it open and you all gather around to read. And it says, warrant for the arrest of Karen and Lina Goldbrand. And then underneath the listed crimes, Karen is spelled Kerryn.
You know that Aiden's like,
And Lina is spelled Lyna, and then Goldbrand. Yeah. So Karen is wanted for obstructing justice and for grand larceny. And Lina is wanted for treason.
ooh, what kind of treason? Spicy.
And it is signed with a royal seal. Does anybody want to investigate it?
Me.
Okay.
'Cause I feel
I'd
like
like
I'm
to
the best
assist,
shot.
yeah.
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 Got an investigation check with assistance.
Yeah.
Okay, that's much better.
I'll just do one on my own that'll be really shit, but I'll try.
That's what
Never mind.
Okay. 18 and Sparks.
I rolled a 20 on the die, so that's a 19.
Nice.
That looks legit to me.
Thanks, Bluey. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Sparks.
Okay, and
That's all right.
That's a 21.
21. Okay, that's pretty legit. And Cass says, even if you have a right to be here, which, okay, maybe you do, but I doubt you need to do it like this.
Who
She's
signed
clearly
it, by the way?
scared. Sorry?
Who signed it?
Signed?
Is it signed by the Queens?
The Queen.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's
Queens?
So the
Two.
royal seal
Hmm.
is the Queen's sort of insignia.
Okay.
The actual writing is signed off by a different individual.
By who?
La 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 la. Let me open my documentation.
I like challenging you.
Okay.
Badger. Little
That's all?
Badger. He's fast
Oh.
asleep.
Okay.
And it's like finally dark where you are. I
No.
saw the
Zenith?
light outside.
Zenith Bloodborne.
Zenith
Zenith
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
No, it also says who?
Minister
What
of
a name.
Justice. Zenith Bloodborne.
But it doesn't. What does it say? What actually they did?
Uh,
And then it says again, grand larceny, obstruction of justice, and treason.
Those are very broad terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you aren't the law, so you can carry on. And Cass says, "Ah, we're these girls' friends,
Yeah.
aren't we?"
Mhm.
And the little girl just looks at you and starts crying.
It's okay. Don't worry. Must have been very scary when you're just doing the laundry.
They look at you and then look over at the girl. Are they really your friends? Guys would like you to make a group charisma check.
Okay.
And it's going to be up against their intimidation. Which
Just
is real shit,
charisma?
but- yeah.
Is this a persuasion check?
Charisma persuasion. So you
Nine-
can choose persuasion.
19.
19.
9.
9. Okay.
Sorry, I was
That's
counting on my
persuasion.
fingers. It's 22.
Okay. Well, they rolled 5 on the dice.
Okay.
And they go, you three, and they point to Sparks, Bluey, and Ulster.
Sparks, Bluey, and Ulster.
No, Sparks, Astro, and Ulster.
Mm-hmm.
You can come in. Seeing as you're such good friends with this girl.
Like the Ran and Cass.
NPCs don't get entry. Too many people to think that.
Yeah.
Cass and Loran just said, Cass says, watch out here.
But can he come in? We just started dating.
Persuasion check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, you were.
They don't like you. Do it.
Okay, 19.
Oh.
It's not actually that bad. 16 is the lower one. 18.
The woman says, no. And then the man says, oh, go on, Janice. They just started dating.
Yeah. It's pretty sad if you separate us.
Fine. But quietly.
Cortez sneaks
Quietly
around.
date.
Quietly date. You little homosexuals, you.
The moment you guys walk in, the little girl drops all the laundry and runs up and hides behind Sleer's skirts. She is a little dwarfen girl. Or she could be a halfling as well.
This is the start of Sleer's adoption agency.
Yeah. She's a little dwarfen girl with lightly tanned sort of skin, like sunburnt skin, and sort of like a big curly kind of like brown afro, which has been, it's been very lovingly cared for, well kept. You can tell that just from looking at it. And it like someone's put a lot of care, and it's definitely not this little girl, because the moment she comes running over to you, she's like klutzy and running and doesn't know what to do with her feet.
So by a parent, probably.
Probably by a parent. But it looks like it was done a while ago and hasn't been kept up since.
Can I look around the house to see if there's any signs that the parents are home / have been home in the past couple of days?
Okay. So, as you go in, the guards kind of go in first, pushing the door open. The first thing that hits you is a small but annoying swarm of flies, which just rush out the door the moment it is opened. And as you go past, you get to see a bit more of the laundry than just the sort of aprons, which you'd expect to be a bit grimy even after being washed with stains. But even like the sheets, they have still got a little bit of soap on them. They've been washed poorly. And inside, the guards who were once around, it's small enough that they complete the search before you guys are even fully in there. And when they come back out, they say, how old are you? And she looks down and she says, 11 in human years.
Did you say 11?
11 in human years. And they look at her and they say, and your parents? And she says, they're just down at the store. But I don't think that they'll be back anytime soon. If you have a reason to want with them, it might be best to come back another day. And the woman guard kind of pulls the man over back to the gate and starts talking to him in whispered tones. But that gives you guys the chance to go inside the house if you wish to.
I'm guessing she knows that, like, we're pretending that we have seen her before, and have you been living here alone for a while?
She looks over her shoulder to make sure they didn't see her nod.
That's that sounds tough. I'm sorry about that. Has anyone been around to visit to help take care of you?
My mum's taught me to take care of myself.
Also looks sad when she says that.
Oh,
I'm not quite big enough to do a lot of it.
Can I see if there's any food? No.
I'm guessing she would have come back if she was able to. Are they not able to come back right now?
She looks at you and doesn't say anything. I'll have you roll me a persuasion check, please. And then, Ulster, you go inside and you look around for food. So there is this is, again, maybe, Anna,
Continue.
It's going to be a no, but continue.
She doesn't say anything. Maybe this once was like a tiny house kind of vibes where, there's a little hammock from the ceiling which is 11-year-old sized, and then there's a like kind of larger fold out double bed with like plush covers and a handmade quilt, flagstones that are very nicely polished and everything. It's a
Tiny house.
poor but a well kept and well loved home. But you notice that all of these things are worn down. The only thing that's been kept in really like specifically perfect condition is the quilt, which has been folded up and very like lovingly looked after in the corner. In one corner of the room, there's like a hearth with a large pot and just a stove and just tons of plates that have been like left and piled up. And there's like a very dry looking loaf of bread and some foraged like vegetables like mushrooms and berries. None of them seem to be poisonous also, so you can immediately sense that she at least knows how to look for food, but she's probably not had the best range of diet.
Can I see if there's any item of food that looks older than maybe 2 weeks?
Make an investigation
check. 18.
18
plus splash. 3, 21.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 3 at the most. Maybe 3 at the least, sorry.
Right. Well, it's probably not good for you to remain here.
I have to wait here.
But yes, you will actually get to malnutrition.
No, I've got to stay here and keep the fire going.
Well, we can just enchant the fire to keep going.
No, I need to keep the fire going myself.
Why don't we leave your parents a note where they can find you?
They won't know. They need to see the smoke.
So we can keep the fire going and there will be smoke.
But I have to.
It has to be you to keep the fire going because it indicates that you're creating the smoke.
Well, I know what kind of smoke means what. So, like, if it's like smoke from a yew tree, it makes a different pattern and sort of like shade. And if it's smoke from an oak tree, and then sometimes you can add things to the smoke to make it a slightly different color, and that means different things.
In that case, would you mind if we either came back to check on you periodically, and bring you some food?
Who are you?
That's a good question.
Stranger danger.
Why do you care?
Because you're alone.
She picks up a butter knife.
That's not going to really do anything. Also goes and picks up a kitchen knife and gives it to her. That's much better.
You can stab me if
But you should hold it like this. But you should hold it like this, because if you stab like this, the person is probably just going to pull it out of your hand. If you hold it like this, you'll actually be able to do some damage.
Wait, what?
Or just in case.
I hold like that.
No. He adjusts her grip. There you go.
My name is Sparks.
Hello?
I can, speaking for myself, I'm an adventurer. I am a follower of religion. I study the blade.
Bisexual.
And it seemed like something was happening here, and I think we all wanted to help, or see if we could help.
Interesting.
I'm Ulster. I'm a prince.
What? I've never met a prince before.
Well, hello.
Hello. She looks up at you, Sleer. Astra.
Astra, would your parents mind terribly if I helped clean up this house a little bit for them? So it'd be a little bit nicer for you to live in? Okay. And she goes around.
Ulster elbows around to help.
Like,
Yes,
just
Loran
cleaning.
does start.
That's Loran.
Hello, I'm Loran.
And we have a friend outside called Cass.
Yep.
I think Sparks would also help. You know, if there's some dishwashing, or
I'm just gonna opt out because I feel like I would make the situation worse. If I tried to clean it up.
Why don't you go over some like different like plants that she could forage for herself? Since
I was gonna ask, how far is
Farinia
from here?
DM, how far is Fernia's from here?
A 5 to 10 minute walk.
My partner's only 5-10 minutes away. If you wanted a hot dinner, we could be right back.
That would be better, because foraging in these kind of conditions, considering it's mostly rock, you wouldn't really find much nutritious around here.
What if the fire goes out?
Well, it should take about 3 hours to go out, considering the wood you have burning currently.
What if someone puts it out?
Why would they do that? I can leave my vole to protect it. He puts the vole on the floor.
She leans down and puts her nose close to the bowl.
It licks her nose.
We'll see if the fire goes out. If it's such a short distance, we can always come back and...
It has... If it goes
Sorry,
out,
what did she say?
She said it has to, and then she sort of trailed off and said, if it goes out, it means bad things.
Ulster leans over to Astra and says very knowledgeably, she's agoraphobic.
OCD.
Well,
but
be
not
that
in
as
the
it
cleaning
may.
way.
She's still a little girl, and she's frightened. So let's try and help her.
A tummy kind of gurgles, and she looks at you guys and says,
"Oh!" Ulster makes an apple and gives it to her. I forgot about that. Oh. Wait, he goes over to the corner. Is it like a mud floor?
It's slabs, but then there's all around it is like a dirt floor.
He'll like be, can I borrow the kitchen knife for a second?
She passes you the butter knife. And
good
you
enough.
go out by the sort of front door area, and there's like 2 mud sort of patches on either side.
He slams the knife into the ground and just grinds it, and then he will grow an apple tree.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow.
Sorry, they're a bit wonky.
I didn't know he could do that. That's very impressive, Ulster.
Thanks.
She looks at the apple core in her hands, and she looks up at you and she says, "My name is Apple Blossom."
That's a very nice name.
How did you know?
I have great intuition.
Apple Blossoms, gold brand. They really left me a legacy.
He'll shake her hand.
Does it seem like she is a halfling now that we are closer? And
A tall halfling.
A tall halfling. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, you have an apple tree. You probably have a lemon tree to help with the scurvy. Although,
One of her teeth falls out.
also picks it up and puts it back in. So you hold that down. I'll make a lemon tree, and we can see about getting you maybe some bread. Can't make that though. And you might need some meat at your age, or fish. But again, I can't really make that. Wouldn't really be fair to bring an animal in here and then just kill it. So we're going to have to ask for Rainier for that. He's already digging a hole for the lemon tree. And then, well, it's really up to you. Yeah.
Easy. Apple Blossom, have you ever heard of a food subscription service?
She has no money.
I have money.
But you can't sign an 11-year-old into indentured servitude.
I wasn't going to. I'm not a monster.
No.
Food subscription service, you say?
Is this an alarm?
Impoverished child.
I'm not a monster. Impoverished child.
Yeah. Apple Blossom. He leans all the way down and he opens his wallet and says, "This is a gold coin. This is going to buy you lots and lots and lots and lots of meat and fish, freshly delivered to your door every day. Okay? Okay?
Maybe we should sign her up for that.
That's complicated, true. You don't have to worry about a thing. There will be packages of random fish at your door.
And you have lemons and apples, and I can probably plant some carrots. Do you like carrots?
She looks overwhelmed and starts crying again.
Oh, he grows a carrot and then just puts it in her mouth. Yeah.
This time she climbs up into Bluey's arms.
I'm sorry. I don't have a child. Don't know what to do with you, really. I'm only 7 years older than you, technically.
Reminder that she's just a small person. Very
She's
young.
so small.
She's scared, and how would you want to be treated when you're scared?
When I was scared, I was locked in a big dark room.
Oh, we're not going to do that. And
Can I have a bar?
Hmm?
And I can
A
fill it with
bathtub?
hot water and I can sit in it.
Can't grow you a bathtub.
I could clean you up a little bit if you don't mind a little bit of magic. It won't hurt, I promise.
Okay.
She just feels like it's almost like a fizzy bubble bath kind of sensation. Just
Aw.
She looks down at herself and you see her hair is kind of like fixed itself. And it looks lovely again. It's all perfectly kind of like, it's still like whimsical and a little bit flyaway, but it's like intentionally so. And the little kind of bandana that she wears, she straightens up and she looks clean again. And her like kind of slightly tanned, sun tanned skin on her cheeks. There's like there's tiny little cracks where she's been like she used to probably smile, but not anymore. She's an impoverished child.
Also, it's like, well, that's our charity for today.
Wait,
What?
what's that then? And she looks over at the guards who are still there and have started coming back towards the house.
Also, sticks his head out the door. Can you just go away?
But do you...
No,
I mean...
The situation is different than we were expecting. You all know her?
Parents aren't here.
Any of you related to her or know of her relations?
Yep, looks at Astra. Half cousins.
And I assume you have documentation that can prove that?
Documentation.
Just
cousins of
Obviously.
my partner, not me.
But by partnership.
Yes.
Loran says, I definitely have documentation that can prove that. I am their attorney. And I'm Loran Jaheen.
Yep.
And I want all of you guys to make me deception checks. As agreed.
Deception checks.
And
12.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Okay.
Some
That is
variable
another
rolls today.
22.
Oh wow.
My good modifier is +6, and I keep rolling 16s.
Wonderful. And 17 on that. Okay, so
No scratching.
try to look at this. Look at this floof.
Amazing.
Should I open the bedroom window? Yeah. Lala might be in there. They look at you curiously and then nod and they say to Loran, "We'll need to see that documentation. If you could present it to us tomorrow at the Ministry of Justice. If you fail to do so, this girl will be reverted to being a ward of the state, and will as such be removed from her home and taken to an orphanage where she can be cared for until such time as her parents are found. So please do not take this lightly. If you're looking after this child, do it right. And show us your documents."
Yes, our documents.
Until tomorrow. And they move away.
Whew, okay.
Astra, you kind of hear a familiar set of footsteps, sort of like flomping down the street. And around the corner after a moment, as this is the main stretch of road, you see Farinia, her kind of like red wild hair bobbing behind her. Yes, Sparks?
Astra would not look like her usual self, so
Okay, cool.
just a reminder.
Sure. Farinia is flomping down the street and she sees the kind of guards leave and glances over at the house and then...
She'd probably recognize Astra's clothes.
Yeah. Also, she's seen the other two before.
Yeah.
And then looks over at you and then says, "Huh. What are you guys doing here? We were waiting for you."
We're with your half cousin.
Astra winks.
"My half cousin," she turns to Loran. "No."
Well, they're also related, but not a conflict of interest because it's not a blood relation. It was only recent through marriage.
We're married?
No. She suffers from a terrible memory condition. Yeah.
And the guards like just look and just shake their heads and keep walking.
Yep, too many times hit with the hammer, you know.
That's rich. Coming from you. What the heck is going on?
We were concerned about this attempted arrest that didn't happen because the people were not here to be arrested, but instead we saw
a child.
Is this the Copper Brands?
Yeah.
Copper
Gold,
brands?
Gold brands.
Gold brands.
Sorry, gold brand. Right.
Some kind of metal.
That's strange. I just assumed that they weren't about anymore. They've not turned up at the mines in weeks.
Yes, they've
Is
been
someone living there?
accused of treason. Let's see.
Grand larceny,
And obstructing justice.
obstruction of justice.
That's big. Those are big and vague.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's their child.
Oh. My half cousin.
Yeah. Apple Blossom.
Apple Blossom. Hello. Hey.
This is Farinia.
Yes, this is
Well remembered.
partner.
Indeed.
Yep.
Apple Blossom. Do you know that we found a secret door the other day? It was freely.
In your house?
And they're like, you were there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Her eyes widen and she looks quite interested, but then she doesn't say anything.
Well,
Anyway, we have a dinner to go to, right?
if you come to dinner, you
We're a
can hear
little
the
bit-
story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
She looks at the fire and then taps her foot and just...
And maybe F could do your hair for you. You know?
Hold on.
Sparks?
Wait. Sparks would sort of lean down to Apple Blossom and be like, "Okay, you know what? You know what I can do? I can set an alarm next to the fire,
Nice. So if anybody was
And-
quite
Tamper with it.
it'll last a really long time, and I can set it so that you don't set off the alarm, but anyone else would. And if you want, you can have it so that it's audible to everyone close by, or just audible to me in here.
maybe just me and like everyone here, and you, maybe everyone.
I would have to tell all of you when it happens, but yes, I could do it in my mind.
And maybe it could be loud. Maybe it could be loud too.
In Sparks'
both?
mind.
Maybe it could be both.
You can choose whether the alarm is mental or audible. I'm not sure it can be both.
Then I will choose an audible one.
That doesn't really
Alright.
make sense, though, 11-year-old child, because it would be better to have it in Sparks' mind, because we might not actually be within range of the auditory thing. Also, that's Loran, my boyfriend. He can create a silencing spell, which might make it a bit harder to hear. So probably better to be in Sparks'
Okay,
mind.
sorry. When it's in my mind, I can be up to a mile away, but the sound everyone could hear, it's only 60 feet. It's only very close.
Okay,
So,
I agree.
Okay, cool.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, so
So we can go for dinner after you.
1 minute. Just need a minute. Ah,
Can I sidle up to Astra?
Mm-hmm.
Astra.
I'll stay. No, she would say Brian. She would say Brian. We're in public.
Well, I was wondering. Farinia's house very well. Yes.
Mhm.
How big is it?
Not very.
Not very big.
Why?
Are we having dinner for a few hours, or?
Are you suggesting we have maybe like a sleepover here?
Oh well, the thing is, I've got another plan this evening, so I just want to make sure that there's going to be enough time.
I mean, of course, it's just dinner. However long you want to stay. If you don't want to stay past food, that's fine.
No, I want to stay for food.
No, I meant like after the food,
Well, how many rooms is this house?
Lorana leans in and just says, "Ulster, I like your boldness, but I don't necessarily want to do that in
That's not what I'm asking.
someone else's." Right.
What are you talking about?
Bold things, Ulster, bold things.
I was going to ask if I could scry in private.
Wait, can Astra hear that?
He winks.
Yeah, you can hear that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You could always just go to like Fernia's room.
Yeah, well, maybe I won't do that anymore. He turns away.
Our
Okay.
first tip as boyfriends. Sparks, what were you going to say?
I wanted to ask, with alarm, if someone sets it off during the 8 hours, is it still active for the 8 hours?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so I'm guessing if I didn't nominate myself, I'll leave the area and then try and go in, and if I get a ping, then I've only nominated Apple Blossom to not trigger the alarm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it pings exactly as you'd expect.
Yes, okay, it works. Apple Blossom, you can trust me. Well, as far as you can trust someone who you've only met today, but cops think you've known for a long time.
This far. This much.
Okay.
Go get a kitchen knife.
This much.
Okay. So I understand it's not that much, but I'm at least very happy with this result. Would you like a warm dinner?
Please. My mouth is like dripping, like our cat at 6 a.m.
Okay. Alarm set. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just get me some water from the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just really quickly so I can take.
Can I also add something to that misunderstanding, Lee?
Yeah, you can, of course. So, you guys take Apple Blossom and do the short 5-10 minute walk to Frinia's. Frinia says, well, I was just going to go return a book, but I can do that another day. But I also want to go and potentially explore the library again.
Mm,
Also, do you have
that was
anything to say?
interesting.
Yes, he does have something to say. So, as I was saying before, the assumptions were made about me.
Lauren smiles.
Mm-hmm. I would like to have a private room to scry in. I would also like to point out that the plans that I have involve going to. He calms himself down. Involve going to an inn in town to meet my friend. And the man is probably going to come with me.
I see no problem with this.
No, there is no problem with that, is there?
Cass looks a little, then smiles.
Mhm.
I mean, if Lauren's with you, I see no issue.
So, we are all in understanding that this is okay, and I was not trying to use Frenia's house for any other reason.
Lauren
Wait.
just smiles and is like, Mister, I'm sorry I made such a gross insinuation.
It's just not very, very, very fair, is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Would you be scrying on your friend?
No. Oh, but we should message him to tell him that Duran is coming to dinner. So we can do that quickly, either before or just after dinner. Probably better to let him know before, just in case he, I don't know, needs to prepare himself.
For my presence.
Yeah. Or a handful.
You want me to send the message? I can say it out loud.
Sure.
Do you trust me?
Yes.
What do you want me to say?
I mean, just tell him that you would like to accompany me to dinner, if that's all right, since we are all friends.
Dearest Coral, since we are all friends, Ulster and I have decided that I will be accompanying him to dinner. Good to see you again. And so soon. A reply?
Yes.
Cool. Loran? Okay.
Period.
Dot.
That was very short for him. Okay.
There's a lot of things that are short about him.
He's 6'3". I don't understand. I will scry whilst you all prepare for dinner and let you know. I will need to borrow you, though, points at Apple Blossom.
Why?
I need you to describe your parents to me so I can draw them. Yeah, might take about 40 minutes.
Okay. And you guys head towards Renia's house. I'm just going to really quickly go to the loo. I know we've only got 15 minutes or so, but I just really need to go.
Look at Lala.
Agreed.
Lala! He's
Oh,
sitting on
yes,
the
his
towel.
head. Just behind you.
Two angles.
Yeah.
Bonjour. What's going on?
The proof that there is no bad angle on Baz.
No.
It's all
What's
good
going on,
proof.
Baba? Yeah. Oh. Baby.
Lala's on the towels just outside. He's like,
Lala.
Mm.
hi. They're going to a hotel tomorrow.
Mm.
We're not going to see them for about almost 2 weeks.
Where are you guys heading off to? Do I remember Edinburgh or?
Yeah, we're going to Scotland.
Mm.
For about almost like just under 2 weeks, and our friend is getting married, so we're going to go to her wedding, and then we're just going to spend about a week by a loch in a cottage, just doing Scottish things.
Fuck yeah. Mm. Oh, Tom and I are doing a trip to the Blue Mountains from Wednesday. We're staying in Lura, and it's going to be freezing cold, and we're so excited.
I miss the cold, but I'm so jealous right now.
I looked up the current weather prediction for the minimum on Wednesday is 0 degrees. So
Sorry. Luke is ready. You guys make it to Frinia's house, and the moment Onric half sees, because he is old and partially blind, the little girl, he looks at her and he says, Frinia, you've de-aged. Have I? And he looks at his hands. I look 10 years younger.
No.
20?
No.
His teeth fall out.
I've never met you before, but no.
Would you like to break my heart? Oh my god.
What?
Aelin just messaged me something. Wait, no, that's not Floridia, that's... Hello! Yeah. Come back here. Where did you go? Why did you go?
I'm sensing some dementia, so I'm going to take Apple Blossom to the upstairs room whilst you... I'm going to take Apple Blossom to the back room. Probably with supervision, considering it's probably scary for her to be alone with an adult.
They're all adults, but okay.
Yeah, a singular adult. You need supervision.
You're a singular adult, so
yes,
should I come too?
Apple Blossom, who is the least scary?
Mine's Sparks.
Sparks, will you accompany me whilst I, not interrogate, get a sketch from Apple Blossom?
of course.
Cool.
Also,
Gives a concerned look at Onric.
Onric looks quite sad, and Fronia just holds his shoulder and gives it a squeeze.
Right, I'm going to give you guys a bit of an alone time. Kind of ushers his little entourage away.
Onric puts his teeth back in.
We'll see you in a bit.
We leave Loran and Cass to deal with the trauma. He looks at you. Slinger, where did you go?
Oh yeah, no, the whole party now knows Slea's going by a pseudonym.
Not our business.
Oh.
Also closes the door. Mustn't ask us, not its business.
Okay.
Do you say anything back to him?
Come on, Dad. Let's go at the back. You know.
Big yawn.
Alright. And you can kind of like help him up, and he's quite sprightly on his feet.
I feel like F and Slia would take him to like the forge and get him like working on just like a small project, something to give him like some sense memory to like come back a little bit.
He waits for a moment, his eyes kind of watering, and then he blinks away, and he's just kind of like working on sort of like sharpening one of his tools, and he just says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know she's gone, but I just felt like I saw her just then. And he looks at Frinia, and he just holds her hand and says, "Can you forgive me?"
Sorry.
And Frinia just nods and says, "I mean, it's not much to forgive her." She looks a little sad. Even after all this time.
Do we get a sense or an indication of like who this person was in relation to both of them?
If you go into Farinia's room with Ulster and Apple Blossom, like you said you were going to,
Yeah.
You would see that on the bedside there are two sort of like sketches, and on the floor there is indentation where there were once two beds in here, but like it's sort of like a sun bleach on the floors, except around certain spots where old furniture used to be. And a small, so that small photograph, that's not photograph, sorry, sketch does in fact show a young Frinia with another younger girl. Looks red hair, big hair.
Also, it looks like he's trying very much not to pry into this. So he will not focus on that. Whether Sparks does or not, I don't know.
I think Sparks will turn her attention more to Apple Blossom.
Right, well, we're going to start the sketching process. So he pulls out his journal. What I'm going to need you to do is just in as much detail as you like, and we can build on it, and I'll ask you questions. I'm going to sketch. Which one of your parents do you think you could describe the clearest to me?
She thinks for a moment, and then she says, "Lina."
Okay, I will start sketching Lina then, and he will go through the whole process with her to sketch this errand.
She occasionally reaches over and like will crudely kind of try and draw something on the page, which you were able to interpret much cleaner.
Yes.
And stuffed animal of a flump. Apple Blossom looks a bit distracted at the end as she sees a little old toy box pushed under one of the beds, and she just kind of is like,
You should probably ask before you go in that. Is this accurate? And he holds up the sketch.
And you are showing her a sketch of a halfling who has kind of caramel coloured hair, slightly more on the brown side than the blonde. Has, as Apple Blossom mentioned, her same eyes and her same nose. So full smile, freckles, sunburn.
Cute. Right.
She says, "Lina."
Lina. And do you have anything on your person that belonged to Lina?
Quilt.
Quilt.
Oh, at your house.
Right. He kind of sticks his head out the window. Around, do you have the carpet on you?
You have the quilt.
Yeah. He puts the quilt on the floor and attempts a scrying on this person.
Okay.
And that should be quite a significant negative, I think. Hold on. -2, -4, -6. So I haven't met the target, so it will, I think, even out to be a -1 to their save.
Okay.
If they choose to save.
Interestingly, they choose.
Okay.
Your vision is drawn out of yourself, and your eyes kind of go out of focus, and when they refocus, you're in a dark, cramped place, which looks almost like a basement. It's definitely underground from the sound of the water kind of dripping. Drip, drip, drip. The smell of mildew and damp turned earth.
Can I
retcon
that he would have asked Loran to stay so he could describe it to both Sparks and Loran, who are familiar with different places in a prayer?
Yeah, of course. You can also write this down and then have a counter to people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't disappear from your mind immediately. You would almost think this was a mine. And certainly, some of the rock around here, and some of the tools sort of you see broken on the floor, do look like they are from miners.
Can I tell anything about the rock in particular? Does it look like the rock around Ironstone?
No.
No. What kind of rock is it?
Sandstone.
Sandstone. Okay, he'll say that.
Limestone, sorry.
Limestone.
Because sandstone is Kalkan. Limestone would be Ulster. You know the environment, nature. Make me a nature check. And Bluey, you may assist. So if you would like to roll one as well, or you want to give Ulster advantage, you can.
Do you want to...
What's my nature? My nature's -1. How
Do you want
about
to give me
some advantage?
Thank you, because I got a natural 20 and a 6. So, plus 3, 23.
Also, you remember reading in a history book once, as you were kind of trying to look up the correlation between natural materials and like palaces and architecture. Discovering kind of like what limestone could be used for. You actually found that that was one of the foundational stones used in buildings in Eldoreth's Watch.
He will say this and then come out. What else does he get from the scrying on the people?
Almost there, yeah.
Okay.
You would think that this was itself a collapsed or very claustrophobic looking mine shaft, except for the fact that every now and again you see these kind of tiles which are caved in but look from slightly higher up rather than lower down. And these are tiles of flooring, and the intricacy of the patterns on these tiles lets you know that this is somewhere of either great wealth or great beauty.
Can I recognize any of the stylistic choices in the tiles?
Kind of carrying on its Eldoreth's Watch. There are very few places where wealth and beauty.
It's the palace, isn't it?
You get the impression it might be the palace. And
Under the
huddled up
palace.
next to each other, you see a halfling, and you see a dwarven woman, along with, it looks like, a number of other cloaked individuals, all of whom are just kind of like pressed up against these walls. And you notice that surrounded their necks, there is this kind of black like mold where they kind of rest against the walls, where they're leaning back. Anywhere there's contact with the stone, you notice it's starting to transfer onto their skin. And the only other thing you notice is that they do not look malnourished enough to have been missing for more than 3 weeks.
Okay. Also, will come out of the scrying having described all of that.
Well,
Do you describe this to the point where Apple Blossom can hear?
Actually, I think he would excuse Apple Blossom back to Astra and explain to Cass, Sparks, and Loran what he's seen.
they
Miners from Ironstone. Be all the way over in Eldoreth's Watch.
they didn't look undead, did they? Or I don't know. That's black mold.
Black mold doesn't really tend to grow on people.
If they're dead,
I think
or if they're alive.
It's probably something to do with the arcane.
I think
Okay.
these miners were either summoned to the palace and got caught up in something bigger than themselves, or in with a very mysterious and confusing crowd. because I'm mysteriously confused.
If it's under the palace, then there's no way the family wouldn't know about it.
What family? She's an 11-year-old girl.
I'm
Is it
talking
quite-
about the queens, the royal family.
When was the last time you heard from them?
When was the last time I heard from them?
Wow.
A while.
I guess a lot of people keep travelling to Eldril's Watch and don't seem to report back or come back recently.
So people in Eldril's Watch are in danger. And he's going to look at Laurent when he says that. Remembering Sarazo.
He looks out the window. Come on. Let's eat some dinner. Or we'll be stuck in this room for hours thinking over theories.
I think tonight I would like to ask Raul his opinion on this.
Okay. I think we're going to have to leave the game then. I hope you guys enjoyed. You picked up your first child.
First child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna just add that like Astra's probably like playing some sort of like game or like
She has the
trying
lump now.
to keep Apple Blossom occupied.
Cute.
Okay.
Very good.
Rightio. I love it. We
Oh,
will not be
thank
playing
you.
for about 2 weeks because we're traveling.
Unless the Wi-Fi is unexpectedly good in the middle of nowhere in Scotland.